A warm good afternoon, and are very much delighted to present the paper on the skills for the industry 4.0. So we are delighted for a presentation for the International Joint Team Conference for the BLM2 ICMW4. So the topic will be branding the skills to work with Industry 4.0, and this paper is a systematic literature review by using the Prisma protocol. The authors of this paper is myself, Steevan Pinto, and the co-researcher Ms. Poonam Shao, and which is guided by the PAVAN KUMAR and Ms. RASHMI UCHIL from NIT, National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surathkal, Mangalore. So we are going to present in this presentation on the 5 chapters: introduction, background of the study, research questions, research methodology, findings and discussions, conclusions, recommendations, and the references. So the question arises, why skills are required for Industry 4.0? There is a commencement of the industry, there is a considerable changes in the organization and the society for contributing the world having the perception for being a characterized VUCA model, that is a vulnerability, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. As per study, by 2025, companies need to update 40% of their skills through reskilling and upskilling to adapt to the changing labor market. As we know, day by day the changes occurs in the scenario in the market. So the percentage also equally increases, and though the skilling and reskilling and upskilling is very important to meet the current requirement of the organization, and there is an existing gap between the required skills and skills developed in the Industry 4.0. This could be because there is no clear awareness of the skills that meet Industry 4.0 requirements. So therefore, the conceptualization and development of a skill readiness model for Industry 4.0 skill is very much needed. So what was caused us to study this paper? This basically caused us for trying into the world in global, virtual and flexible work environment, which results for the global contest for the jobs that demand specialized skills for the digital and sharing economy, and the technologies which results in people working in advanced, digitized and networked workplace that promotes interaction with algorithms and robotics, as well as operating in a virtual mode. But thus, there are bound to be noticeable changes in the skill requirements between the fourth industrial revolutions and previous 3 industrial revolutions. So when we study this paper, so we found ourselves, these are the questions. Being a researcher, we thought, what kind of skills required by the organizations to cope up with the changes in the challenging 4.0 industry, and how can these skills to be developed, and what are the existing skill readiness or models available in the academia as well as in the industry. So these are the questions were kept in our mind to study on this paper. So the research methodology which is used for this systematic literature review is a comprehensive literature review, such as undertaken identifying the papers specifically published until the end of April 2019 in Industry 4.0 and skill development. But we kept the timeline for the papers of literature to review the literature for the April 2019. And this paper used a systematic literature review with the methodology of the Prisma, that is preferred reporting items for a systematic reviews and meta-analysis, which guidelines and contest the analysis strategy to review the 87 papers in various peer-reviewed academic journals and industry reports published from 2013 to 2019. So we have kept what we included and what we have excluded, that can be seen in the next slide. So in the research methodology, the literature type we have chosen for the inclusion for the indexed journals, book chapters, conferences, proceedings, industry reports, and the language we have taken as English, and timeline we have taken between the years of literature papers of 2013 to 2019, where the exclusions we have taken non-indexed journals and magazines articles. Language we have taken excluded out of non-English, and timeline, which we are the before 2013, which we have excluded from this research review, as well as after 2019. The research methodology, which is we say the search of boundaries, which is we see that the research Google Scholar, literature database, JSTOR, ResearchGate, all from the web portal as from the books we have taken from this research materials, as well as the keywords for the research in the literature review we used Industry 4.0, Industry 4.0 Skill Readiness Framework, Industry 4.0 Readiness, Industry 4.0 Skills, Competencies and Abilities. So what were the basically 4 steps we used when doing the literature review? We were identification of the data. The database we have gone for basically through the identification, and the received records we have screened records after the duplicate removed, and the eligibility we have seen for the documents and what are the included as per our study, which has been taken for the Prisma through Prisma flowchart. And through the systematic literature review, the results were skills category we have broadly defined into 2 categories. One is cognitive analysis and the second one is the research management skills. But though the skill set we thought for a cognitive analysis is through our study, we found that cognitive flexibility, creative, logical reasoning, visualization, designing, analytical thinking skills, active learning and flexibility, which are the important skill set is required for a cognitive analytics category. And the research management skill, which is the second skill set category, which we have found through our study, and which is basically looks for time management, leadership skills, people management, operational analysis. And though we have also third category, we have found that creativity and innovativeness, where we found the innovative thinking, lateral thinking, interpersonal skills and digital content creation skills. As well as the fourth category, what we found our results founded our study is social skills, that is coordinating with other, emotional intelligence and negotiations and persuasion, service orientation and training and teaching others. These are the 4 skills category, which is basically broadly into the skill set which were found through our systematic literature review results. In conclusion, that is stated as the aim of the Industry 4.0 as automation is not only replicate the human work with the technology or machine, but to see the enormous benefit that human and technology can provide in combination. Basically, through this, the human and technology can provide a combination of both, and which will help for an individual as well as the organization for future ready into Industry 4.0 to face the challenges and to overcome from the hurdleship or the challenges or technical or other challenges to come out from this Industry 4.0. The systematic literature review exposed a gap in the literature on the specific skills required for different organizations. There is also a deficiency in literature discussing specific Industry 4.0 skills. We found that it's required. In this regard, future work will focus on the developing model, detailed conceptual skills requirements for different organizations. This transition will become a new job opportunities for employees in the Industry 4.0, which we need to be brand the skill, and there is enough number of skill requirement to face the challenges in the current scenario. To this study we have found. And the references, we have gone for all the nearly 84 papers where we have research studied on this subject, and we are able to submit our results as above in the 4 set of skills category. And in the end, so Industry 4.0 is nothing but advanced technology where organizations are looking for to their business growth and the organizations. So here I conclude my research paper presentation. Thank you.